Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Cartoonjones, and I'm coming to you guys with a little drawing today. Um, yeah, I was supposed to actually show the entire process of doing this, um, minus the sketch. Like, I pre-did the sketch, and I was just gonna show me doing like the line art of it, but yeah, my recording program kind of was tripping and it kind of it crashed. So I don't have that anymore. And I was like, you know what, the show must go on. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna basically do the coloring process. So I mean, I guess you can see here I had a little bit of line art left to do with the swords. um but yeah, I guess I will just, I don't know, talk about the process and everything. Basically with this one, I did use reference. I suggest everybody use references because references are always good. Basically just went on Google and typed in like action poses or something like that. We found some stuff. So, you know, you can use Google, or I mean, it's probably best to use something like Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest. Because they have like a lot of good poses and stuff on there. And sometimes Google search, they just be tripping. They don't have nothing good all the time. But Pinterest usually, you know, they'll hook you up. They'll hook you up on Pinterest. So I do recommend them. But anyway, I found one that I liked, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one. With the references, I do always suggest to still like, you know, it's a reference, so you don't really want to always just copy it verbatim, especially if a lot of people are going to see it and it's a popular reference. Because then they might, you know, then be like, oh, well, I saw this somewhere. I know exactly where you got this from. You just copied this, as opposed to just like using a reference. Also, some of the best references you can use may be some that you make on your own if you're about that life, and you know, you got a little tripod or something, and I don't know, some fake swords or some guns, fake guns, water guns, whatever you want to do, and like make your own stuff, make your own pictures. But like, I do understand some stuff is more complex. Like, I don't think I could have gotten to this pose that she's in unless I like jumped off of something and I had a really good camera that could take a picture of me doing such a quick action. But I don't. I mean, I don't know if my phone could record something, could take a picture like that. I mean, I guess I could take a video and then look at the frames. That's a good idea. I should keep that in mind. Anyway, yeah, looked on Google and found some references, and this is what I came up with. And I changed some stuff up because the reference was cool, but there were a few things like I didn't like care too much for in it. Like the legs were a little stiff, so I moved those around. I was like, yeah, this is nice, but I mean, the artist that had previously drawn it, maybe they were just drawing that stuff. It's just like, I mean, it was all sketches anyway, so maybe they were just practicing. So, you know, they were just drawing it how they thought it might be at the time. But I was like, I don't know, I think the leg's a little stiff, so I fixed it up because I ain't got time for no stiff legs. So I did that, and yeah, I wish I had that process recorded so y'all could have seen it. But I mean, low-key was my fault because I used a Surface Pro. I used the Surface Pro 3. But I had it on the setting, like the lowest setting, which doesn't give it too much power. And since I was recording something and drawing at the same time, I should have had it at like the medium or highest setting. So I mean, that was kind of my fault, but whatever. Next time, hopefully I will keep that in mind so I can have the line art process done as well. Or maybe I'll do one that's just a sketch too. I don't know. Whenever I try to make one of these videos and I'm sketching, like I can't focus on what I'm doing and I start freaking out. And then the drawing ends up being trash. Or not even necessarily trash, it's just something like, it just looks like a random sketch I would do any day, but not like me actually trying to draw something nice, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, you guys know how it is. Like, sometimes there's a difference between drawing something as like just, you know, I'm out with some friends and I'm just drawing some stuff, and you know, there's a difference between that and, oh look, okay, I'm actually really trying to draw right now, and you know, you get better work. So I don't know, I might do like a sketch focus video for the one time, maybe, I don't know. Then yep, so you just saw me adding the sword. Honestly, because this was for a video, like I said, I don't really ever do like the best I can do most of the time. So after finishing this, I really like the way it turned out, but at the same time I was like, damn, I could have really did more with that sword. But the original reference, the character had like these really huge swords, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. So I was thinking maybe doing like some thinner swords, like her holding two different kinds of swords. But you know, it's just a little self-critique for me. I should have like maybe made the swords longer, like she has long swords or something, just to add more to the composition, to the silhouette of the picture. Because the one sword that's kind of like you can barely see the end of it behind the hair, that doesn't really do much for the silhouette. Like if I turn this black and like this whole image just straight up black and white, or turn her into a silhouette, whatever, it would look kind of weird. Like you might think that's just a piece of her hair as opposed to a part of a sword. So I probably should have extended that a lot more, either that or made it like a different type of sword. Or, you know, I could have went more with the reference if I wanted to and had her like these gigantic swords. I'm not really good at drawing objects anyway, so swords isn't like my strong suit. But yeah, if I wanted to, like if I was really trying to do this, like really trying to do this, I would have looked up even more references on like more swords and really took the time to see which ones I wanted to do and maybe practice drawing some swords more so that I could like have a better result. But honestly, I was just more focused on the anatomy and stuff. That's really what I got the reference for, so I could know what type of pose I wanted to draw. Because like sometimes when I don't use a reference, the pose be all bootleg. Like I don't know, it just looks sometimes a little stiff, and I don't know. Like I'm not all that good at thinking of just super actiony poses on my own, so that's why I use a reference. And you know, eventually maybe I'll be so good I won't have these references anymore. But for right now, I'm no Toriyama, I'm no Oda, I'm no Kishimoto. All those are manga artists. If you don't know, now you know. I'm not any of them, so I don't have that mind that's just that good, and I just know what someone looks like doing everything. So I'm gonna stick to my references so I can make good looking art. You know, make a little portfolio, a little something. So anyway, yeah, now I'm going and adding in my shading. And this is a little technique unique that I learned from another artist here on YouTube. Well, really, I just watched this tutorial on how to use Clip Studio, and this was how he taught. It's just like a little cell shading way. Like, I mean, obviously there are many more ways that you can color a picture, whatever, or render if you fancy. But yeah, like you can do it very painfully if you want. I like doing this kind of cell shaded look just because I like simplicity, and I really ain't be trying. I'm really not the type of person that likes to work on a picture for days on end, and I'm not a great painter. So if I really try to do something like a lot of shading and stuff, that's gonna take too damn long, and I just don't have time. So I was like, yep, I'm gonna stick with the cell shading type, and it looks good too once you know what you're doing. A little bit of trial and error, like you kind of saw here how I changed it up on her arm. So I mean, even references with lighting, like if you found a really good reference and it has lighting and stuff in it, bro, you don't hit the jackpot. Or what you can do is on Clip Studio, they have these like 3D characters that you can use, these 3D models, and I think that there's like a lighting thing in that too, so you can have like lighting and everything, see how the shadows will look, all that good stuff. So I would recommend that too, you know, if you want. I'm just a little lazy with it sometimes because, you know, you have to kind of adjust the characters a little bit to really get them in the perfect pose. But yeah, it looks like this is almost done, and I didn't realize 10 minutes was gonna go by this quickly. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you like the outcome, and I'll be back for another one. I'm working on several of these right now, so yeah, there should be more, so look out for that, guys. And see you later. Have a good day and keep drawing cool stuff.